So less than 16 hours ago, I posted my last video, which is about setting up, finally, the new home office slash content studio that you're seeing now. And if you haven't seen that, you can watch it right here. But anyway, it really is about the space-saving benefits of the Manfrotto Autopole. And in the video, I talked about the basically mounting everything, the camera, the microphone, the light onto it. And a friend of mine who is behind Manfrotto and Nanlite in the Philippines reacted by saying that I should try out this particular light that he wants me to try out. And this light has been around for at least a year, I think. And we've been talking a lot about it. We even did some review live streams about it, but I never really got to experience it for myself. It was merely just interviewing someone about the light. And for the longest time, I've been saying that I'm never gonna need one of those because I always thought that I don't really need big lighting fixtures. And that's also the reason why very recently I sold my two Godox SL60W lights with also the big octobox and the light stands. Literally everything. And I always thought that I would never get another light like that. And so Mr. Christian Ong of MQ Lighting he's a really good friend, and I'm not quite sure if he just wants me to try this or he's trying to influence me into it. But really, this video is about me overestimating this particular light. And so I am talking about these. Well, this really. More of this, but in general, I always thought that these were too big for the setup that I have. These were too big for the space that I have. And don't judge it by the frame, because once I open this, it will be really different from what you see. You might think there's a waste of fabric because of how small the light is. So yeah, I'm talking about the Nanlite Forza 60. And first of all, I am not ever claiming that I am an expert in lighting. And the most that I know about lighting is how to set up a decent, if you would allow me to call it, a decent setup for videos and some product photos for the product reviews that I do. But this is going to be a very practical review, if you would even call it a review. And maybe just join me in the process of seeing what is up with this light. So out of all that packaging, the star of the show is just this. Of course, this is a Nanlite Forza 60. And it blows my mind just how small this is. Especially coming from someone who used to have the Godox SL60, which is about half the price of this, but also double the size. It blows my mind really how small this light is. Of course, this comes with an adapter and a standard reflector and all that, which you saw in the very short clip of opening the bag. But dude, I mean, this is the Joby HandyPod. It's just as long as that. And for the lack of anything for scale, this is the notebook that I use for my articles, and it's not even any bigger than that. I mean, space has always been the problem because I really couldn't stand having a big setup, especially with a big modifier. And so, okay, fine. I'm convinced this is a very small lighting fixture, and I'm not even gonna talk about the functions because everyone knows that. But really, I wanted to do this video to just kind of react to the size of this. Now the question is, how much of a difference is it gonna make if we have a big modifier? Then of course, our good friends from MQ Lighting sent over the perfect modifier with it, and I've already set it up. And you can see the Nanlite softbox for the 60. And dude, I mean, this is just a bit bigger than the LED light that I'm using, which you saw in the previous video. But it's also really light, and I'm not gonna worry about it falling over from the auto pole, obviously, because no matter how big the payload on that thing is, you're always gonna think of the worst scenario, which is the light falling onto whatever is on the desk. And with how light this is, and with how light that softbox is, it really eliminates that fear. And now I'm kind of considering getting this one. And no, don't even think that I got this for free. I am returning this next week. But I don't know if I'm putting in an order. I actually might. So yeah, I'm gonna mount this onto it, and let's see the difference in the light that it's gonna give. So this is the output, and I hope you can hear the happiness in my voice behind all the dread, because I'm convinced, and I'm dreading the fact that I am now compelled to get one for myself, because this is not what I expected from the Nanlite Forza. And I'm pretty sure there's so much more I can do. The past year has been so much about learning things I never thought I would even try. And getting something like this is probably another step further down that hole. And yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting anything bad really, but it's more of just my preferences and whether I would kind of accept how this entire thing is. And I like it. Bye guys.